The red mic. Again, good afternoon from the red mic. Everybody's doing okay today. These messages are life and leadership lessons that I've picked up from 25 years in public service, 16 years as a youth coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with more heart than physical ability. And I apologize for not silencing my phone. It's going to be an ironic topic today, given the fact that I forgot to silence my phone, but it's about conquering your to-do list, the habits of highly productive people. I make lists. I do. Do you ever feel like there's not enough time in the day? You're not alone. I mean, most people feel like that eventually, but it's not about having more time. It's about using the time you have more effectively. As a person with what I call my ping pong ball brain, the ideas bounce around. Okay. Managing my time and staying on task would be impossible without, well, most of these techniques. So I'm going to share them with you. Delegate. Identify your strengths. Outsource what you can. That's going to go completely contrary to those of you that want to be more in control, those that might have a tendency towards micromanaging. Delegate. Identify your strengths. Outsource the rest of it. Hand off what you positively can. Keeps you on task. My best Miyagi now. Focus, Daniel-san. Yeah, I know it's not that great. Not that great. Protect your flow state. Schedule specific times to check your email and your socials and all of that. Become an epic note taker. Everything goes in your notebook. This will allow you to use what a lot of people call the 80-20 rule. You are able to identify 20% of the tasks that drive 80% of the results. And then you focus on that. 10-minute rule. If it's going to take less than 10 minutes to do, just do it. Do it right away. Doesn't matter if it's your first on your priority list or 10th. Get the small stuff done. It's the same sort of thing that people fighting debt issues will say. Focus on the smallest amounts. Pay those down in higher amounts. That way you see the incremental growth, the incremental changes, the incremental successes. Employ these things and it's going to help you. You're going to be able to leave work on time. I mean, you're going to be less frazzled. And studies have shown that people who seem overwhelmed are usually perceived as not being great at their jobs. And you don't want to be that person, right? So don't be that person. There's always going to be other things to do. Schedule your priorities accordingly. And that means, at the end of the day, you're going to be able to head out. You're going to feel accomplished. You're going to feel like you got stuff done. And there's always going to be stuff to do, Meetings. I'm not a fan of meetings. And if I'm in a meeting, I want it to be a small group to prevent the overtalk and prevent the snowball effect. If I can get away with having meetings without any chairs in the room, I'd do it. It's kind of frowned upon in a lot of places. So meetings quite often are where ideas and efficiency can go to die. So I try to avoid meetings if I can, but inevitably you're going to end up having to go to some. It's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. Be flexible. Always refocus your priorities. Life happens. Things are going to get in the way. If you have the ability to adjust and make changes according to, changing circumstances, changing environment, you're going to be more successful. So evaluate your goals all the time. Do it regularly evaluate, adapt whenever you can. Learn from your mistakes. You're going to have setbacks, sometimes every day. Instead of seeing them as impediments, sort of reframe your thinking. See them as opportunities to learn and to grow, improve your processes. Same thing. I've said this a million times. Be a little bit better tomorrow than you were today. Same thing goes into overcoming your mistakes. And then finally, understand the power of tiny increments. Focus on minutes as opposed to hours, hours as opposed to days. As the song goes, there are 525,600 minutes in a year. So make each one count. You do these things and you're going to be unstoppable. You're going to be focused. You're going to be cooking with gas. You're going to be throwing the heat. And that's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting, or at the very least helpful in some way. I hope you'll join me here, Facebook, Instagram, any of the socials. I'm also now on Spotify. Would ask that you like and follow on as many of those outlets as possible. Would really appreciate the support. I really, really would. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. And until then, always remember, life is short. Drink the bourbon.